Hey viewers, today we're coming straight to the heart of r/AskWomen community to hear about their candid thoughts on dating, specifically their biggest frustrations. Let's dive in and uncover them together. Modern CMO OP. What is your biggest frustration with dating right now?
Finding a guy who doesn't turn into a total creep jerk after a first date. Here's how it normally goes. 1. Meet guy I think is cool, cute. 2. We talk a bunch and eventually go on a date. 3. Date goes amazingly well. We continue talking. Suddenly he becomes insanely creepy, asshole-ish for no reason. 5. Ghost him and repeat.
Yo, hell. I'd take even the first date going well at this point. I do not need to hear the details of your foot fetish on our first date, my dude.
Everything. I can't find someone I like. I can't find someone that likes me. I'm too picky for my own good. If I do find someone I like, they only want me for casual. I'm never the one. I'm also always the one making effort and never really chased, which I give up after a while. But the biggest frustration is that it seems apps is the only place to meet guys these days.
You've explained what I'm going through perfectly. My gosh.
Honestly, I would 1000% rather be too picky than settle for a shitty dude, though.
Finding a guy who is emotionally available and takes accountability and plans and wants a future.
Instead of someone who's 40 and looking for nothing serious.
Finding someone that I'm attracted to. TBH, I have a decent amount of guys that hit on me because I'm quite extroverted and go out quite often, but I can't seem to enjoy hanging out with them past the second date. Also, I have such amazing, beautiful, successful friends who treat me so well that it's hard finding someone who can treat me better than my girls.
This. Finding more and more I'm content hanging out with friends versus going on a date.
This is just the tip of the iceberg, folks. In this modern dating world, it's not a surprise young people find it difficult to find their match. But fear not. In sharing these experiences, we open the floor to changes and luck. Let's hear from the rest of them.
People just expecting immediate affection from me. It takes me a while to warm up to someone romantically. Even if I find you attractive and like hanging out with you, romantic feelings grow much later on.
Somehow the men I like never get it. They want you to be all over them from week 2, and I don't know how to rush love.
I agree with this. And my GF started things out by being just friends and seeing where it went. Honestly, it was good because feeling grew more organically. After about 4 months, we decided we wanted to date, and as of April 30th, 2024, we have been together for 8 years. So I think this is fine, honestly. People are too impatient.
Myself, honestly. Hookup culture doesn't work for me personally, but I'm not exactly dating to marry, so I struggle with finding the sweet spot in the middle of too fast and too slow. It's hard finding someone who's on the same wavelength as you. I'm taking some time to figure myself out before I dive back in and meet anyone, but this catch-22 is precisely why I find dating so difficult right now.
Finding people who know how to have actual active conversations. People sending mixed signals. Just finding someone who is like me. Finding a woman in general, honestly. I don't really like dating apps, and I'm not super into the bar scene because I am very shy.
Right there with you, I have the extra difficulty in finding someone who is okay with me having a child.
The lack of conversation skills. I get bored and end up unmatching 90% of the time.
For real, why do I have to be the only one that asks questions and drives the conversation? It's exhausting.
I love how these dating posts, whether aimed at men or women, always have the same complaints like yours here. I feel the same way from my own perspective along with many other guys. It's like there's some barrier of undateable people in the middle that neither side can get past to meet.
I've dated some shady people and I'm tired. I'd rather just be alone right now, to be honest.
People who met their partner in their college library at 22 when they least expected it. Who haven't done modern dating or been sent a PP pic or seen guys' profiles. Them thinking online dating is magic.
Ha 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 ha. I used to let them friends do my swiping and texting, lol. They think it is fun, but I had to go on that horrible date.
IDK if I'm too picky or if there's nowhere to meet men. Also, I'm 22, and every guy who openly hits on me is way older than me. IDKY. But millennial men like me a lot, and I don't feel the same way ever.
It was the same when I was in my early 20s. The guys were in their mid-30s, and I was like, where are all the guys my age?
Lol. Millennials described as old coots. Lol. Now I know I'm getting old.
Goes to show that not everyone is lucky in finding the one. But hey, time will only tell. You might have failed to find now, but maybe not tomorrow. Next up.
Nobody can hold an interesting conversation. Men don't actually try to court you. They just assume you'll accept whatever low amount of attention they throw out. I'm sorry, but I'm freaking done being the one to pursue the relationship or develop it past hanging out. If anyone wants me, these punks better try to impress me. My life is pretty great not begging for affection, and instead treating myself with dignity.
They'll literally fake a whole relationship if it gets that far. And even in a casual situation, they lie about what they want from you for weeks until you guys have sex, and then they suddenly accuse you of trying to push them into a LTR and you'll stop talking. Classic idealized devalue, discard. And society just calls them fuckboys when they're actually predators. Obtaining consent via deception is you'll know what.
My ex did this to me, and I think it actually broke part of me. It sucks to realize that the person you care about was never really in it with you, and that they were just using you for their own selfish reason.
This is exactly why I'm uncomfortable dating again. The amount of sexual dishonesty, cheating, and general disrespect displayed by men is a huge and very common problem.
It's scary to meet men off of apps, meaning I don't take a lot of shots, even with the ones who I think might be compatible. It takes a lot of back and forth before I feel confident enough that they're probably not going to try to hurt me, but not many are happy to continue the back and forth without scheduling a date.
Have you ever directly told someone that you need a lot of time to warm up? How did they react?
I have expressed that I need to get to know them a bit better before meeting, but telling someone it's because of safety just tips a dangerous person off, that they need to play their cards right. Often, I will just get ghosted or a straight up. I'd rather move on to a date than keep texting. Which, both are fine, honestly. If that's not how they wish to get to know someone, that's okay. I did have one guy respond with, "Yay, me too." He was nice, but we were fairly incompatible as people. Big difference in life goals.
1. Everyone I want to date wants to be casual. 2. Dating apps create an illusion of options. 3. Somehow, situationships are harder to heal from than real relationships. 4. Men only seem to want situationships, but I refuse to get hurt by someone who isn't serious about me again. 5. Everyone has trust issues, myself included, LOL.
We're seeing relatable preferences and different perspective here. Let us continue.
Men basically seeing it as free rein to lie and manipulate all the livelong day.
I'm tired of being strung along, tired of being infantilized by men, and tired of going on dates with brick walls.
Everything. I never had the teenage love experience. You know, falling in love for the first time or being a bit reckless with your romantic partners because you're young and dumb. So, I'm not a fan of hookup culture or anything casual. That makes dating almost impossible. On top of that, I have a bit of an abrasive personality and a lot of trauma. I am a huge handful for most people, and I have a specific type. Although I'm pretty successful in getting matches on apps, none of my matches ever got far enough where we met in person. It's nearly impossible as an adult to find someone in real life unless you're going to the bar or something. I've known the same people my entire life, and the only time I meet anyone new is at work, which brings its own slew of problems and awkwardness. I'm not gonna flirt with a customer and make them uncomfortable, and I don't wanna make any of my coworkers uncomfortable. Then the people that I have liked have all left with no warning. The last guy I was talking to for like 3 months straight, every single day, ghosted me for 3 days and finally responded when I asked if he was okay, just to say he wasn't actually ready for dating. Over text. It just feels like every attempt at a relationship leads to someone lying about something, and then I get hurt. Every attempt has been futile, no matter the time, effort, energy, care, honesty, and genuineness I've put into it. And I've never gotten that effort given back to me. Honestly, I've completely given up on actively looking for a partner, and I'm starting to try to focus on myself and my needs and responsibilities, instead of distracting myself with romantic feelings and dead-end relationships.
Been on the apps again for a few weeks, and it's how people are so bad at making conversation that I lose interest. I'm not going to be the only one asking questions to carry the conversation alone. so we don't even get to the point of meeting up.
I always find it interesting that this is a common complaint among both men and women. From my own experience on apps, it was always on me to carry the conversation. I would almost never get asked any interesting questions, and if I was the one to ask them, they would almost never ask me back about it. It was always like pulling teeth with 90% of my matches. Like, if you don't want to know anything about me, what are we even doing here? So I think most men feel your pain. It seems like there must be only a few percent of people who just get a billion matches who then can afford to just not actually engage in conversations.
I've legit had told a guy once who was interested in me that he should ask me questions to get to know me, since I was the one asking all the questions. He said that he didn't want to ask questions because he wanted to just take his time getting to know me. I honestly don't understand what he meant by that, especially since that is how you get to know someone. At least that is what I thought.
I fucking hate the apps. People judge you superficially on them. Also, I hate considering things like my personal safety and what I'd do if my date turned out to be a serial. On top of that, no one wants a relationship they just want to fuck. And as a woman, I can't frivolously hook up with someone back. I know that I won't experience sexual pleasure during a one-off hookup with someone I don't know. If they do want a relationship, they don't work hard to maintain it. The onus is on you to maintain relationships with people you meet on dating apps. And I'm fucking tired of it.
Well, it seems that the saying, modern problems require modern solutions, doesn't always ring true for some people in this digital age.
I'm technically bi, but I'm mostly attracted to women. For whatever reason, only men want to date me seriously. I've never dated a woman longer than a month. It's a bit devastating to me, TBH. I want to be in love with a woman so badly. I'm just hoping I meet the right one someday.
It is the texting. I don't enjoy it. I don't want to spend time doing it. I don't like dating. It's nice to meet someone somewhere and just hang out again later. Official dates with someone you don't know are just so awkward, unless you really hit it off. But the official date, after that swipe, makes it less likely.
I feel as though all men want these days is sex and nothing more. I would love to feel loved and supported and protected and be able to do the same for my partner. I want to build a life with someone and be able to support and provide for each other. But I fear with dating apps and the accessibility to porn, men always feel as though there's something better out there. This is especially frustrating because if I'm being transparent, I'm above average in terms of attractiveness. Strangers stop me in the street to tell me this, and not a day goes by where I'm not aware of my beauty and my influence. More importantly, I know I'm funny, charismatic, smart, and kind. I have so much to offer. Tell me I'm being full of myself, but I know my worth, and I won't settle for less than what I deserve. I love the life I've built for myself and the friends and family I have that support me, so it's a matter of finding someone who complements my life and makes my life easier. At this point, I don't even mind making the first move. There's just such a lack of effort, communication, and commitment from men these days.
Finding a guy that isn't weird. Men my own age, 19, are typically immature and constantly harass me for things I don't want to participate in, and then get overly aggressive depending on my response. Older, more mature men think that women my age only want them for their money, even if that's not true, but are more long-term stable partners. I have yet to bond with someone that is neither.
Sick of apps. I wish they were outlawed. I wish I had more balls to ask men out in public. But I'm shy. Wish the guys who seemed great and liked me, I liked in return. I don't want to be someone's second option. I want to be loved and understood and love and understand in return. I am into unconventional things and have herpes, so even if I did meet someone great, telling him those things is really difficult, as I've gotten some horrific reactions from guys when I tell them personal things like that.
Finding someone who is also child-free, ready just to be alone for the remaining decades.
How hyper-focused it is on sex. I feel like a clock starts ticking as soon as I agree to a date. And then when sex doesn't happen by second, third, or fourth date, I'm wasting their time. Or obviously not attracted to them. But I'm demi and got anxiety. I don't know if I'm attracted to someone until I get to know them and get a connection going. That's not happening by the fourth date.
Finding a man, that's it.
Well, we've heard it loud and clear. Modern dating is no walk in the park. From grappling with the pitfalls of hookup culture to the frustrations of superficial interactions on dating apps, the struggle to find genuine connections is real. But amidst the challenges, there's hope in the shared experiences and perspectives exchanged here. Whether it's navigating the murky waters of online communication or yearning for a deeper, more meaningful connection, the journey towards love continues. So, what about you? Do you have any dating frustrations that hold you back? Let us know in the comments.